Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Saturday to you all, or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, happy whatever day of the week it may be. It is Saturday, and that means we've got our OST marathon to get through today. Luckily, the schedule is a bit light, which works out in my favor. In fact, the schedule has been pretty light for like the latter end of the week this week, which really worked in my favor because I had kind of like back-to-back seminars yesterday, and I had a seminar meeting on Thursday, and well, I've been too tired to get around to anything. But thankfully, there wasn't too much that dropped. But it is Saturday. I am refreshed. I am feeling productive, and we have this week's roundup of OSTs to go through. Thankfully, very short. Which again works in my favor also because I have to go and re-upload episode 4 from last week because I risked my chances with putting in a Disney OST, like just the audio of it, and that went pretty quickly, and I just haven't gotten around to re-uploading that, so I will fix that after I'm done recording this and just get it fixed at some point when all this goes out today. But we've got a little bit of Minnie, we've got a little bit of Eunkwang, and then we've got a little bit of Zuho from SF9 with Soomin, who I believe are both in the drama that they are singing for, which is tremendously exciting indeed. So we're going to get through the sharpish. An explanation, I feel like I should probably put these at the beginning of every kind of marathon we do. This year, I'm not going to be watching many of like the MVs that TV companies or broadcasting companies will put out for the OSTs because it always includes clips from the actual screening of the show, and those put the video at a really high risk of getting blocked immediately. So we're just going to go through kind of like the YouTube music uploads and stuff of that nature, or live clips where it's just the artist singing into a microphone, things of that. So let's get started real quick. Here we go. I should have pulled this up beforehand. Where's the notepad? There's the notepad. Okay, so starting off with Miss Minnie, Like a Dream from drama Lovely Runner. OST Part 3, meaning it's been out for a little while, probably a couple weeks at this point. The drama, I should say. The songs dropped 4 or 5 days ago, I think? But I-DLE are actually a group that I need to catch up on, because they dropped their 2 album, they did Super Lady, they had the pre-release Wife, and yeah. I feel like I haven't checked back in with I-DLE and their music since last year, so it'll be good to kind of, ease our way back into the swing of things again. So let's check this one out. Here we go. Oh, we're good. Okay. I like the big acoustic guitar opening. It's slow, but I love the acoustic element of it because they haven't like purposely tried to push it off to the side. They're really leaning into it. Really quick on the flourish. Sorry, I forgot to take my allergy meds after lunch dinner. Background vocals, hello. Oh, I love the resolution of that. Oh, that was very nice. And now that we're into the second verse, like significant drop down to signify that it is in that second verse now, but it's still got the kind of prettiness And I like the songs in major because it, while it being a slower song with not too many like bright instruments, kind of like, you know, your bright twinkling synths and stuff, it's still bright because the key it's written in. And really cool, yeah. It's almost like this song doesn't have a pre-chorus at all. Oh, that's a really cool arrangement idea in the bridge. One instrument and almost like double up Minnie's vocals on the exact same part. Yeah, the flourish in the chorus just feels so natural to me. It's really nice to listen to. Oh, they're gonna keep it going. Okay. And a bona fide hit at the end, too. You know what is it? You know what it is about Like a Dream that works? It's Minnie's voice, specifically that kind of fuzzy sensation that Minnie's voice has, especially when she gets into that breathier, higher tone. It's perfect for a song like this. I think it accentuates it so well, but adds this perfect level of texture to the kind of, you know, the instrumentation is primarily acoustic leaning. You can hear the strums, you can hear the kind of hammer hits on the piano. You can feel all the drum hits from the snares to the toms to the hi-hat to the kick, all that. It feels all natural. It feels acoustic sounding. And having Minnie's essentially raw vocal where it just, all there really is some layering and some reverb going on, and you just feel. You don't just listen to Minnie sing this. You feel Minnie sing this. And I think the just combination of all the bits and pieces that go into it just makes it sound, one, really fitting for that tone that she uses. Two, sounds really natural. Just listening to this song, apart from the fact that there really is no pre-chorus, but even then, even if the song doesn't have a pre-chorus, as we kind of associate from standard pop music formulas, you still know that the chorus is coming because of that riser is so prominent. You know exactly what's coming next, even though it doesn't follow the necessary structure that a typical pop song might do. And because of everything that goes together, the listening experience is exquisite, because you don't need to do anything. You just need to sit back and enjoy the music. It's easy to listen to, it's easy to understand, it's easy to follow, and it's freaking pretty. Absolutely no complaints about that whatsoever. Rightio, Mr. Eunkwang. This does have kind of a, you know, we had this for one of last week's OST inclusions, but it's just live clip, live studio version of him singing. But this is Mr. Eunkwang of BTOB with 100 Wins, which I believe is the English title for it, for Chief Detective 1958, OST Part 1. Fresh new drama on the scene, fresh new OST, Mr. Eunkwang's gorgeous vocals, who I haven't heard from in a hot minute. Actually, speaking of Eunkwang and BTOB, man, I really hope we get new BTOB music at some point in the near future. Because Wind and Wish feels like an eternity ago, and since then, like, they've gone and made their own company. Like, BTOB company is now a thing since their last release. Now I want more music, you know what I mean? I want more BTOB music. I want the chaos that BTOB bring. I want the vocal glory that BTOB bring. Anyways, Mr. Eunkwang, let's go. Is he leaning into the time period accurate? Hello, brass section. It's got kind of this like sauntering pace to it, where just kind of like it lurks in the shadows kind of pace. It's not fast at all. Ooh, throw in a little bit of grit. Interesting vocal filtering going on in some parts too. It almost makes it sound like he's singing through a megaphone. It's got this. It's making me put on this kind of face, you know, that ooh. Bring it back down one time. Slow it down one time. Wow, they really took it down towards the end of that. Oh, slide into that note one time. Little separation on the top line there. Guitar going crazy in the background. Damn. It's a surprising OST for me. It's got a lot of character to it. And I think this is actually a really interesting time period when it comes to music. Especially from kind of a drama OST point of view. Like, we spent the entirety of last year going through OSTs every single week. And I feel like, you know, late 50s, early 60s is a time period that you really didn't see a whole lot of. Like, you get your historical dramas, you know, your Joseon period dramas, you get your really modern stuff. Of course, you know, very beginning of last year, tail end of 2 years ago now, we had your early 2000s era stuff, you know, your 2521s and that nature. But kind of, what is it, your mid 20th century, I feel like, is a time period that you don't really see a whole lot of. Maybe you see some like flashback moments, but because of it, you don't really get a sound from that time period either. And there's, I'm gonna hazard a guess, there's probably like some geopolitical like reasons as well, considering the time period. But yeah, it's cool when you get to get a little taste of a genre that you normally wouldn't get to experience a whole lot. And Eunkwang's actually done a good job with it. His voice is really smooth, and once he gets up there, there's a very nice amount of treble that he can put into his voice. But combined with the instrumentation choice, which just feels right at home with the time period, the mixing of it where they kind of, megaphone his voice, so to speak, or stack a lower harmony, throw in a higher ad-lib part that we know Eunkwang can do, just his ridiculous vocal runs. It just works for me. It really does. I do want to see this with a live band, though. It's one of those songs where I want to see it with a live band, especially the guitar part on a live band setup. Because that solo in the final chorus was going kind of crazy, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Right, yo, the last one for the week. I am doing a catch-up through January stuff after this. There's a whole bunch of OSTs. I think there's like 11 or 12 I wanted to get around to, so there'll be 2 more OST things going out today. If the copyright thing doesn't get, angry YouTube. But last one, Mr. Zuho SF9, my boy SF9 Zuho. I still remember my first time I listened to SF9 properly with Puzzle last year. Woo, what a time that was! And of course, it was the boy Zuho as well. I am aware that SF9 have dropped music since then. Bibora, I know, is a thing. I need to get around to it at some point. I have listened to it in my free time, though. It's a very good song. It's SF9 doing what SF9 does best, I think. And then Soomin, who I believe is co-lead actor on the show, Under the Gun. These two are both in the show as main roles, and I didn't know that Zuho had acted so much, because I was going through his my drama list, and he's been about. But these two are main roles in Under the Gun, and they are singing together on the OST, which is tremendously exciting indeed. This is Here I Stay from the show Under the Gun. Here we go. Very pretty. What a cool vocal color. Here I stay, be by your side. Here I stay. 하루의 끝 시작 빛바랜 밤의 가을 하늘 위로 새겨진 our shining sign 이건 꿈 아니겠지 너의 품 안겨 I like that they cut out all the bass for Zuho's part here. It feels so now. Oh, that's such a cool technique. It feels so now. 너의 눈을 마주할게 난 네가 있는 대로 Here I say Oh, this takes me back to me playing an orchestra, man. It's been like 5 years since I played an orchestra. Switch up the flow one time. Hello. Oh, interesting. That Zuho section slowly lost the musicality, or not the musicality, the tonality part, and went purely rhythmic at the end.
이젠 내게 조금 더 가까이 이젠 내게
Hello, Octaves.
Time to shine like a star. Here I say.
Oh, and a lovely glissando from the string section there.
Here I say. 어두운 밤을 너로 채워줘. SF9 start to shine. Wanna stay with you forever now. Here I say.
Here I stay.
Here I say.
Here I stay.
Here I say.
Here I stay. Okay, first of all, this song for me, the vocal pairing of these two together is an insane matchup. You know, Soomin's voice, super high, almost has a kind of squeak to it. Zuho's voice, naturally very low, like very bassy, heavy, almost vibrates in a way, has this really interesting resonance to his voice. Which, again, kind of stems back to me noticing his voice in Puzzle for the first time. It's his voice sometimes can go so low to the point where it almost feels like he's singing two vocal parts at once. And it's just how his voice reverberates through the air and how his voice kind of just resonates a little bit differently. But you have such a cool contrast, you know, super high, kind of delicate but also a little bit charming squeak to Soomin's voice. Then you have like your earth-shatteringly low voice from Zuho. There's no in the middle here, so you're getting like your sheer extremes, and the contrast that creates is spectacular. And the songwriters in this got to play around with that as well. And what was it, verse 1? Soomin's voice, super high, her part, you know, starting the song, the instrumentation accompanying her. There's a nice kind of lower end piano, you get some lower instruments, you get some strings here and there to kind of fill in the middle bits. But once Zuho comes in, the instrumental part completely flips the script. Now it goes treble priority and has Zuho hold the bottom end down. That's really clever songwriting, because one, it changes the feeling and the sensation of the song as you're listening to it, because all of a sudden, you know, super bright vocals with the super low instrumentation, and then all of a sudden super low vocal with the very high and pretty instrumentation. You notice that switch right away, and your ears go, hey, you should pay attention to this, to your brain, and your brain goes, oh wait, hold on a second, some tasty's happening here. And while you can do that to an extent with really any two vocals, the fact that they had such sheer extremes, and they purposely lent into that extreme by flipping the instrumental part like that, I think is one of the more clever bits of songwriting that I've come across in OST Saturday. Genuinely. Ooh. Wow. I think the only like qualm I have about Here I Stay is I wish Zuho sang more, because his low voice is tremendous. It's so nice. And especially once he hits that certain frequency where his voice just vibrates everything, is so cool to me. Because there are vocalists who can sing low, but there's only a select like couple that whenever they sing and they hit that certain note, everything just shakes. Zuho is one of those. The other I'd probably say like, Yeolsung of ATEEZ. There's certain notes where he'll hit a certain note and it just or go to your crossover groups and hit up some of the baritones and basses from over there. You'll understand what I mean. And even in not even just solo works, but in SF9 stuff, Zuho, whenever he hits a certain note and he just kind of drops down, the sensation is so cool. But anyways, short roundup from this week, but that's okay because I still have 11 more OSTs to check out today, so I'm gonna get to work catching back up with the stuff from January of this year. And yeah, that'll be it from me this week. Honestly, a really solid lineup. 3 very different voices, or I guess 4 very different vocalists on 3 very different songs. and they're all really pretty. So I can't complain about that, and that's kind of the whole magic of OST Saturdays. You get to unearth something that you normally wouldn't get to appreciate all that often unless you're like following a group or an artist really closely. So thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness to may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.